Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. I have nothing against the Sadia Khans of the world. And, this is historic in a way because this is the first time I call somebody's name in a video. And even then, I ain't going to spend the whole video talking about her, but just using it because everybody's concerned. Yeah, she done did some side chick shit and all of that. And I'm like, okay, that's more reason to listen to what she's saying. I wouldn't pay her fee though. I wouldn't pay that fee, but I would just listen. I would just pay attention. The reason why is that's where I learned most of the game from. Side chicks. Acculturated prostitutes, or as the Honorable Pimp God would call them, acceptable hoes. Renegade hoes. Women who would just get paid just to be with a guy. Or as the Honorable Master Teacher, BGS would call them, diesel women. Shoot, I learned from the dark side. But I'm going to tell you what, though. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Because that's why I can't really point to being played for money. Now, I always talk about the one time I've been played. Really played. And that was with a woman. This is back before we had FaceTime. And, we were supposed to meet. And she didn't show up. Okay. But then we set up another time to meet. She didn't show up again. Other than that, though, ain't really been played. That's because I learned the game from women cheating on men. Not only what they were doing, but how to spot it. Even with women I might have been dealing with. And I've called out a couple of women that I was dealing with. And I said, I ain't gonna lie, they were cheating on me. But I called it out. I told them, I said, hold up, you cheating on me. All right, why don't we just, I ain't down for that. You just do whatever. And ironically, I'm saying I ain't down for it, but I said when I was younger, used to be that side man a lot. So I done seen it. And see, that's why I ain't really tripping over some Sadia Khan did. In fact, I don't know if he wanted his name called in response to this. I didn't get a chance to ask him first. But he called out her months ago when she started getting big. He said, nah, she just a whatchamacallit. He used the word courtesan. He spotted it, and I spotted some stuff too, so I was just like, whatever. I'm going to tell you what. But see, you get a lot of guys, they want that innocent woman. But the best place to really learn game and really learn about women is from those women on the dark side. In fact, I told y'all, there was some stuff that I learned from some sex workers, and I still haven't given it away, even though some guys be trying to figure it out. And I'm going to tell you what, it was like a group of us that some sex workers told some stuff to, and all of our games improved. And one thing, you get some dudes saying, well, you don't ask a fish how to catch a fish. Well, you ain't talking about fish, motherfucker. Get off of that dumb shit. Women know each other. They know how cold each other are. They know what they like. And in fact, if you on that, well, don't ask a fish something, then don't engage in body game, because that whole thing with body game, that really came from women. Let me turn this on. Wait a minute. That really came from women. Women were telling me about the body. It wasn't guys saying that. Guys were saying some other stuff. Women were saying, nah, Ron, we be checking out bodies. Shoot. You can learn a lot from women. Those are the best women to learn from. Like, you get some of those women who, let's just say they side women, cheaters, acculturated prostitutes. Well, no. Let me follow what the Honorable Pimp guy would call them, acceptable hoes. Renegades, they getting paid. I've known some women, guys paying them for the pussy. Guys paying them for the pussy. Got it free from one, another one saying guys just paying her. I'm going to tell you why. I don't have a problem with them because, and you shouldn't have a problem with them because you can learn more game from them in an hour than talking with a bunch of clueless ass men. Or talking with some women who lying. Because I'm going to tell you something with women out here in general. And I don't know why you get all these guys call themselves some type of pill or something. But deep down, really just some dudes who are blue pill who want some innocent ass woman. I'm like, man, please. See, when you get like these different women who are on, I'll call it that dark side, you can find out a whole lot more. You get cool with them, they tell you some stuff, especially they older. Shit. Like I said, except for that one time that one time I mentioned, and really, I would say that might have been different in the age of FaceTime, but yeah, that's something, can't worry about it. But you can learn a lot from these women, and you get them nice and comfortable. They feel like you ain't gonna judge them. Oh, they'll tell you some shit. They will tell you some shit. I mean, I've had women, they just tell me how they would cheat on their men. Sometimes they tell me they even recently with me. There was this one woman. She said she had seen me around at this department store I used to work at. I didn't remember her. She remembered me. And she said she was married, but you know, she could still do something. I was like, yeah, okay. That ain't happening. But they be doing all sorts of stuff. You gotta just pay attention, listen to them. All you have to do is listen. Then this ain't saying you gonna get with them or something, or you even want to get with them. Just listen to what they're saying, listen to what they're talking about. They can tell you a whole lot more. Like I said, they can tell you more in 1 hour than you would probably get in a whole day, a few hours of listening to a man, because they know each other. And they all of them on some scuzzy ass shit. All of them. Because, like I was going to say earlier, you get a bunch of women. It's women, they're going to have two things. They're going to have their public mask, and it could be whatever, but then they have their real mask, and that's their real self, what they really showing. The women who are acculturated, acceptable hoes. Sorry, Pimp guy. Acceptable hoes, side pieces, cheaters, whatever. That's their real face. That's when you find out some stuff. You find out how they cheating. You find out what to look for. Like I remember a woman, she was telling me how her husband could go to work in the morning. She fixing breakfast. He go to work. She can fly take a quick flight. We on the East Coast to another city, get with another guy, and still be home in time. Listen to what I'm saying. Still be at home in time to have her husband's dinner on the table. Shit. And in fact, I had mentioned this dude. Let me slow down. See, a lot of popo out. A lot of people going back to school and stuff, so I need to slow down. I need to slow down. Slow down. But you just sit there back and listen to the women. Like I say, you don't have to get with them, but they can tell you what's going on. They can tell you what certain women going to do. Oh, there's a bunch of geese over there. Anyway, they can tell you what's up. You can learn from them. If you get cool with them. In fact, if you get real cool with them, because one thing about diesel women who are in that life or something, there's always at least one person who they don't want to hurt. So they if you cool with them, they'll tell you how to avoid getting played. They'll tell you what to look for. They can spot it in another woman. They can spot it. Like if you question a woman, right? But you cool with one of those diesel type of women, one of those cheater side chick type of women, they can tell you what's up. They can look at a woman, they say, nah, she gonna cheat on you. They gonna do this or that. And seriously, and that's one thing I found over the decades. They already know. They can look at another woman and say what she gonna do. In fact, even some women who might be even on the goody side. Because I remember this one goody woman told me about when this couple was going to break up. I ain't going to say what happened, but she said, you know what? They going to end up breaking up. Sure enough, they did. Because the thing is, you want to learn from them. Learn from them. Now, let me be very clear. I ain't saying get with them. You don't have to deal with them. But just listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're talking about. You know? Like I said, I'll throw out Sadia Khan's name again. Because, you know, that's what everybody's talking about. I'm like, I wouldn't pay that much money, but I would still just listen. I just sit back and just listen and take notes. Because one of the things with them is, since they're closer to the shadow world, they're going to be more honest about different things, different needs. Like I know this one woman cheated on her man with a man who wasn't even what she would consider her type, but she said she needed something. Knew another woman, she cheated on her husband even though she was pregnant. I mean, man, please. In fact, in the area I lived in, if I said I wanted to be that man who didn't care about a woman being married, I could have a woman up in my place probably every day without repeating for a month or so. Probably every day. Seriously, it is that much. Even if they got a ring on. Please. It don't take much. It don't take much. If I wanted to give like real scuzzy game, I could tell a guy what to look for. That woman going to cheat. I ain't going to give it. Don't even call me up asking me, hit me up. No, I ain't going to tell you. Most I tell you is if you got a woman and what to look out for with her. That's the most I'm going to tell you. But you can learn something. See, because they on the other side. They on the other side of the spectrum. See, you get so many women. They straight up lie to men. You know, it's like I commented on. Let me shout out Mr. Lucario. I commented on something, and it was a video. He was doing a reaction to somebody, and he was talking about some guy, and this woman basically lied to him. I was like, this woman lied to him? Get out. Women lie? Shoot. But they be fooling some men. Like I'd rather deal or rather be around those women who just honest about what they want. Honest about their sexuality and stuff. Indeed, there's been a few times I've talked about women like sex. And a lot of guys are like, I don't believe that just because women ain't open with you. But you get them nice and comfortable, they'll tell you some stuff. They'll tell you some stuff regardless of their age, religion, race. Shoot. I told you about that one woman I mentioned who I actually told her. I remember I saw one place, I mentioned this a few times because it really demonstrates how many women can get down. I actually said to her, I said, you better watch out, you'll cheat on her husband. I said that. I said, yeah, you better watch out, you'll cheat on your husband. She spent the next hour telling me why exactly she would do it. Yet if you saw this woman, you wouldn't even think she'd get down like that. You would not think she would get down. See, one issue out here is many men really don't understand women, don't talk to women, or have problems with the women's dark side instead of just being comfortable. Like there was somebody on my Patreon, hit me up on my Patreon. They were asking me, I think it was Patreon, I don't know. Hit me up on Patreon anyway. You can learn a lot. You get some women. Well, this dude was asking how can he get a woman comfortable to talk about sex? I was like, just let her talk. Don't say anything. Don't judge me. Like, for example, there's always a big deal about a woman's count. I'm going to tell you what. Either A, don't ask a woman, or B, yeah, basically, just period, don't ask a woman. Because she's either A, going to lie to you, or B, tell you the truth. And most men ain't going to handle it. Like, if a woman tells me she been with 5 men, I just say, okay. I'll automatically put that up to 10 because, and usually what's happened, more times than I can count, when a woman got comfortable with me, saw that I ain't really give a shit, they always added something. They always added something. Like, women have learned out here, just overall, they can't be honest with a man. But see, I'd rather deal with those women who just will be straight up, oh yeah, I'll suck that dick or whatever. I'd rather deal with them. Because you already know what you getting with them. They're going to tell you straight up what they about. And it's like, okay. And usually when they get comfortable with a man like that, they don't try to play him. In fact, if they older, this is why I didn't get played. One of the major reasons I didn't get played. They saw, it was like, okay, Ron, cool, okay. They would tell me stuff. They would see me with a woman and say, nah, she going to do this, she going to do that, you know? They would spot a woman and spot what she was about. Because they know. See, one thing, women know other women. And see, get off that dumbass fish analogy, because women know other women. And they will tell each other, they will tell on each other, they will spot each other, they'll let you know. See, when you get women like that, they'll tell you, you'll get more game. You'll get more game because it's like having a spy in an enemy camp. Crude analogy, but still the truth. It's like having a spy in an enemy camp. They're going to tell you what's up. So it's like you just sit back and listen. They will pick up stuff. They will listen to stuff. And then if you cool with them, they'll tell you stuff. But see, once they tell you stuff, you can learn it. Then you learn how to read a woman. You learn how to read her behavior. How she looking at you, what she talking about, what she going through. And then you already know. It's like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. Like, I remember this woman who, she was technically separated. And, I don't know, we got on a conversation of sex. And she was like, oh, she ain't getting it enough. I was like, okay. I already knew what was up then. But you got to be comfortable with it. And if a woman's telling you some stuff, I don't jump on it. I don't say anything. I sit back and listen. In fact, I remember I was at a nightclub, and y'all know, Uncle Ron ain't big on spending money. I actually bought this woman a few drinks because she was telling me some stuff, so I was keeping her going. I was like, hey, you want some more to drink? Yeah, keep going. But that's how you got to be. That's how you got to be. You got to be comfortable with it. Because here's the thing. It's out here regardless. Don't be in some fantasy. See, too many men are in a fantasy. You know, they want that pure and proper woman. But see, you got some women out here. You got doctors who can, like, restore hymens and make them look good. So even when you get a virgin, you might not know. And then you got some technical virgins out here. Technical virgins. Yeah, they ain't have a penis inside of their vagina, but they can suck dick like crazy. Been with a couple of them. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, you just don't know what you just don't know. You can't pick it up. Because, like I said, you got one side, the woman's going to be all innocent and whatever. Act like she ain't really did anything. On the other side, you going to see what's up. I'd rather deal with the honest side. You rather deal with the honest side. Then you can make a decision. Now, if you don't want to deal with her, she being honest, like in a sexual way, romantic way, okay, that's fine. At least she being honest with you. At least you ain't emptying out your bank account. There's plenty of dudes who emptying out their bank accounts for some woman, or they being fooled by some woman. Shit, you get some of those guys get caught in some honey traps. They dealing with some woman. Some guys been killed behind that because they couldn't read the woman. They could not read the woman. See, the thing is, when you start dealing with those women on the diesel side, as Master Teacher BGS would call them, those side chicks, those cheaters, those acceptable hoes, you start dealing with them, those women getting paid, you start being friendly and just let them talk. Just let them talk. They'll keep you out of trouble. They will keep you out of trouble. And that's where you want to be. That's what you want to do. You want to stay out of trouble. That's why I say I don't have a problem with them. It was like, well, okay. Yeah. You know. As far as Sadia Khan, yeah, I don't care. She can get mad at me. She can look my shit up. I don't give a fuck. But I peeped her game. I ain't gonna tell you which video I peeped her game. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but still listen to some of the stuff she's saying. She's still giving some game. But I peeped that shit. But see, a lot of guys want some innocent shit. And it was like, you know, they want some pure and proper woman. I'm like, what planet y'all motherfuckers living on? And they exist. But you know what's funny about that pure and proper type of woman? Dudes want that pure and proper woman, but then they want her to come off the chandelier. I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on. Let me turn this motherfucker out. Yeah, they want that woman coming off the chandelier. I'm like, man, get off that fantasy shit. Like, deal with reality. Like, one of the things with me is I had no choice but to deal with the reality. Women cheating and doing all that shit. The cheaters, because they were telling me stuff. The acceptable hoes, they were telling me stuff. Renegade prostitutes, they were telling me stuff. Sex workers telling me some stuff. I was just like, oh, okay. And the thing is, I give to them, like I said, they kept me out of trouble. Seriously, you can't find a woman out there say she seriously played me, especially for money. Because even that one woman who didn't show up a couple times, that's why I can always go to that one thing. I was trying to think of some other shit. I was like, nah. Because I was always reading a woman as far as what she was doing. And knowing what she's doing. That's why I'm able to say, you got women out here, they'll have sex for free with one man, but then make the other man pay. Because if a woman want to have sex, she just want to have sex. See, that's why I was spotting all this shit. Women were telling me some of this stuff at first. You sit back and listen. Fuck all that fish analogy shit. Because all those dudes talking about fishermen this and fishermen that, they ain't players any motherfucking way. So how the fuck they gonna know? Be some Batman motherfuckers and shit. Learn out here. You need to learn. And then when you learn, then you can tell some other men. When you really learn. But learn how they gonna roll out here. Learn what they doing. Alright? So anyway, that's all I got for today. Yeah. I said that this is a story because I actually called somebody's name for once, but you know, that was just to get your attention. But this is the thing. Learn from them. Learn from them. Don't get mad. Don't get pissed. Learn from them. See what they talking about. See what they doing, all right? Anyway, that's all I got for today. I get back with y'all. Peace.